Hey, how's it going, everybody? Hey, it's been a while since I made a video. I've been busy doing vacation stuff with the family. I always take January off and play around on my own stuff anyways. And now I'm getting ready to get back to it. So I got some great solar projects coming up this year. Looks like we're going to be heading to Cabo. We got some good off-grid systems coming up, maybe a hydro or two. So really some exciting stuff in the pipeline for that stuff. But today I just wanted to show you some of the stuff I've knocked out since I haven't been making videos. I probably should have made some on some of the stuff that I made around here just because it turned out kind of neat, I think. So let me show you some of the stuff that I got done. So a big part of what I'm getting ready to do with my video channel is I like making things, and way more than just solar stuff or alternative energy. I like making motorcycle stuff. I like making art stuff. I don't really have a particular thing I'm really stuck on. So I decided I'm going to be doing a lot of projects in my garage, a lot of fabricating, manufacturing of different things. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to make a way that I could record my projects, not have to worry about tripping over tripods or issues like that. And yeah, I have some way better sound stuff coming too. I got some high-end lapel mics. It should be getting quite a bit better. I'm kind of excited about that. But what I've kind of done to start is I'm using some Unistrut product. I was looking last night and I actually came across a couple that people had built, and theirs turned out great. I really like how this one's working. I think this one's a little more fluid. I'm able to really adjust this one and kind of slide it all the way across my shop. I can also double it up and put a little winch on there because I'm usually doing stuff by myself here. Getting stuff from the ground up to the benches or out of my truck is sometimes a little more than a one-person job. So what I kind of came up with is they got these little trolleys that slide in the track back and forth. The only downside to those trolleys is that they are metal. So when this thing tracks back and forth, I do pick up some noise. It's definitely not a silent operation, but I figure most of my stuff's going to be stationary anyways. And if I'm doing any kind of tracking in video, you'll probably have music over it anyway. So I picked up some killer knobs from Lowe's, kind of custom recessed everything. I made this completely adjustable vertically, and it also can swivel all the way around any way I want to. I picked up some really cool mounts to hold my iPad and to grip to this pipe. They turned out great. I can throw a link in there on this video also. I kind of got some other different stuff I'm going to attach this as I get going to. I'm going to be able to put a light on it. The GoPro right now is just for playing around, just to do some quick videos, but this ultimately is really designed towards putting my SLR on it. I also probably will use my Samsung with my mount for that, because that seems to be a really great quick video. Just using my cell phone, I've gotten better results than using my GoPro. The GoPro I like because I can really kind of watch it on the iPad as I'm making stuff and make sure I'm keeping everything in frame really easy. I can swivel that around and make sure that I'm actually staying in frame really well as I'm tinkering around and try to record stuff. So yeah, it turned out great. Pretty happy with the video recording system as a whole. And so a few other things I got knocked out. I like doing a lot of metal work, and so I kind of got my whole fabricating corner all set up. I really like to repurpose stuff. And this wire rack system right here used to be a trade show display that I built for all my solar stuff. So I just got some pipe flange bases, extra piece of pipe, and those brackets up there are key clamps. Those are what I used to use for building solar arrays. And gosh, I've built garden trellises, lookout towers, all kinds of stuff out of these. They're really used for scaffolding projects a lot too. So you can see I kind of just made a bunch of hooks using some round stock. I even got some flat stock up there for the heavier stuff. And I'm a big fan of just being able to grab my tools and go when I'm in my garage and just smack them right back up. I hate shelves. I like this design a lot better. Also on here, this is at my old shop that I had. This is another rack that I used to have. And this had the TV that's right next to it on it. And I decided, hey, I'm always kind of multi-purposing. And so I got some killer brackets and smacked it up on the wall, so that way I can kind of have quick access to tools that I'll kind of want to use in either location. So all in all, my fab center back here. I'm really happy with how it turned out. The only thing I really got left to do on this is I got to get some better ventilation before I start doing much, because that door takes you up into the house and these fumes really seem to rise up there. And my wife's not too big of a fan of that. So as a whole, that all turned out great. As for the power room, let's go in here. Yeah, I live off grid, and it can really pose some challenges as far as running certain appliances or tools. It doesn't like my 5-horse air compressor very much. I got some plans in the work for that. Doing an AC coupled system. I'm going to mesh a grid tie inverter, put another 5K of solar on, and drop the other 2 inverters, and I really will have a pretty powerful off-grid system. I started this system with 1 controller, did an addition last year, and now I'm running these 3 charge controllers are in production right now. I got about 8K of solar, and these 2 right here I just added last week, and I'm getting ready for the hydro and the wind turbine addition. That's probably my most exciting thing. We got tons of water happening in California right now, so I can't wait to see what we can do with the hydro. I think for me that's the best all-around thing that I can do to really kind of subsidize what my power is going to be. So let's see, swiveling over here, just about wrapped up the whole control center. I'm pretty excited with that too. This has kind of been a long time coming on this project, so I got all the monitoring done, the video stuff. It's all turning out pretty good. I've also recently installed the T-bar ceiling. This was all exposed before, and got all this done so that you don't see none of that stuff above. Got all the ventilation for my room. I have vents that are going to be controlled by the inverters, so that when the inverter kicks on, when they're getting hot, when they're charging, or if they're putting off a lot of load in the summertime, I can just do a quick exhaust and it pulls that heat right off there, because it can tend to warm up in here pretty good in the summertime when those things are cranking out good power. I'm also really kind of excited. I got some good LED light projects going on, and when I designed the T-bar ceiling, I did these 2 little 6-inch wide strips all the way down the length of it. And right now I'm kind of playing with doing some LED lighting, and right now I'm just experimenting. These are some 50/50 pure white LEDs. These are 120 volt, just line direct LEDs. It's all built in. I don't have to run a transformer or anything with this system. And these turned out super slick. Just a little more ambient type lighting and a little bit more of effect than having just to run all the bright lights. I've spent quite a bit of time down here, and I really like lights, so this is kind of fun. The ultimate, or the end product, is really going to be, I have some more LED lights that I'm running here. That's just kind of an experiment for something else I'm going to do. I got these right here. These are 50/50 also LEDs, 24 volt. These are red, green, blue with white. These are going to be awesome. It's going to allow me to do kind of color coordinating with all the colors that I run for the inverter lighting. 24 volt DC power supply, so we can regulate good power going to them from the 120. And then this is a controller that I'm going to run from LED Net. This is a touch controller. This actually wound up being the wrong one. I'm still learning about all this LED stuff, and I have to get a different one that'll do RGB and white. So I'm going to use this in the kitchen. So that's kind of just a quick overview of what I've been up to. Playing in the power room, getting more of that stuff done. The actual biggest next project that I'm going to do is this week. I'm picking up some steels. I'm going to do some 3-inch angle iron or some 4-inch, and I have to finish my battery rack and get these batteries in a room. I got exhaust going in here, but since I put the T-bar up, it's really kind of getting to a point where I need to get these things boxed up. I should have done it a while ago, but just didn't want to smack a cheesy box around it, and it took way longer to get to than I thought. So I'm going to do a 3-tier rack and enclose it with plexiglass probably, or something that looks cool in the long run. But I'm going to be ultimately setting it up to do a string of 2-volt batteries. So I'll have to have 3 rows for that. For right now, I'm just going to keep running these 2 strings of L16s until I can get the rack finished and the new batteries ordered. So, well, again, I guess this kind of turned into more of a shop tour video of some of the stuff I've been up to, more than anything. But again, I hope you kind of like what we got going there. And for those of you that have stuck around while I didn't really make many videos, thanks. I got some good stuff hopefully coming up soon. Take it easy.